video with a separate camera because I lost my camera. So let's get into it, guys. So have you ever wondered why you're not where you need to be in business, guys? And I mean that in all sincerity. Whenever you look at business, do you look at business as a hobby, or do you look at business as a game of do or die? Because it comes down to that, right? It comes down to, can you survive in this hostile environment that is business, guys? Business, every day that you're in business, you're going to war. You're going to war with people. You're going to war with people that want what you want, people that want to take what you have. So every day you go into business, the competition is fierceless, guys. The competition is fierceless. They want everything you have and more. So what are you doing to prevent these thefts to happen within your business? What are you doing to prevent the competition from taking everything that you're trying to get? Right? It's war. Business is war. There's no other way to put it, guys. Hence, how many warriors exist in the world? It's 3%. 3% of the people in this world are business owners. Successful, not your dibby dabblers. That means that 3% of the population are actually leaders. So if you think about just your circle, and assuming you're one of the lucky people that are business owner, successful business owner, and you're trying to kickstart something, just do the math. How many of those childhood friends that you grew up with are actually successful business owners? It's probably 1%, if that. And obviously, success is subjective, but I'm talking about real success, right? Freedom, cash flow, cash, monetary things that you could buy, liquid cash that I could touch in case I have an emergency. How many people that you know actually have that? If it's 5, 10, then you're in a blessed position because you're probably very successful. But most people only have 1 or 2 people they could count on. We all know that one successful person that made it, right? We all know that one person that broke free, and that's it. So back to the game plan. Business, guys, is a fragile thing. It's like life. It's gone like that. If you don't nurture your business and feed it, then your business is dying. A business is not something that can live on its own. Not 100% live on its own. I'm not saying you have to be the life of the business, but there's different plugs that make the machine. Even Amazon can't survive without its drivers, without its logistics, without its managers. Sure, Jeff Bezos is chilling somewhere, right? He earned that. But the business continues. It's a machine that needs to be fed. So, what are the top things that a business needs to be successful, guys? And this is core business principles. So, a business needs an operationals manual, a system. And those are the kind of things that will help you as a business owner be able to get your freedom. So the operations, means and methods, right? How do you get from your initial call for your initial inquiry about services to the completion of getting revenue and getting capital for your business, right? How does that transaction work? Is it seamless? Do you have a seamless process? Because if you don't, then you have work to do. You don't want to be a sole proprietor in the sense of you're stuck doing everything. So, number one thing you need is systems in place for whatever is the business that you're doing, right? Number two thing that is very critical is what are your hiring methods and your training? What are the values? Because businesses, guys, are like organizations, like churches. They're holy, right? We need to have procedures in place. We need to have discipline. What are the values of the company? Are you willing to take a loss so the customer is satisfied? Are you not? Those are things that matter, right? Because some companies are anti-customers, you would think. They care zero about the customers. They care about their own profits. And some businesses have that luxury. If you're a big pharma, right? Well, guess what? They have to buy the medicine. Do you care about the price? Do you care people are dying? Probably not. But the point of that is, what are the values you're instilling in your employees that make the nucleus of that business, right? That's number two. Number three is, what is your 5-year projection for this business? Are you going to exit this business? Is that the plan? Or is this a business you want to hand down to your kids? Make it a family business. You always have to be thinking about the future. And I personally think 5-year increments are perfect because 5-year increments are enough time to see results, but also short enough time to make a change. And let's be honest, the older you get, the faster 5 years comes. So the nucleus of your company will, believe it or not, the values of your company will define your success. But your plan will give you direction. Do you want to stay in the customer sector? Or do you want to target the industrial sector? Right? Do you want to stay private? Do you want to get partners? Do you want to go public? Right? There's so many factors to business that if you don't have a plan, you don't know which direction you're going. And then you get stuck doing the same thing over and over again. And let me tell you, that's probably not what you want to do as a business owner, is be stuck where you started. So let's say you started as a single man operation. You're doing all the sales, you're doing all the lead calling, you're doing all the legwork, running around like a crazy guy. That's fine for the first year or two. Do you want to be doing that in year 10? Probably not, right? So you're not going to get out of that cycle if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a vision. And that's what happens to people. People think life will just get better as time goes on. It actually gets worse because you don't have the same energy. You don't have the same, even your appearance changes, right? We're older. You start to get weak. You start to have health issues. So the only things that change are the things you change for the better or for the worse. So direction, guys, that's very important in business. You have to know which way you're going in order for you to lead. Another thing that's important is some of the people that you hire initially that help you get to X amount of dollars might not be able to take you to that next stage that you need. And I've learned this myself. And it's hard. And my recommendation would be put that person in the position that they're suited for. Don't try to make a diamond out of a rock, right? If the individual has helped you be successful and put you in a better place in your life, then my advice would don't discard that person. It's not their fault. They're not capable of the vision. Maybe they don't have the experience, the background, the education. It's just not in them. They're not hustlers, right? They just are not go getters, but they're great workers. They're great at taking direction and doing what you need them to do. So then find a place for them within your operation if you can. Don't just discard people. That's not something I preach or will ever preach. And find the person that will take you to that next benchmark if that's where you're trying to go. You're not going to have a 10, 20, 30, $50 million company without the 10, 20, $50 million company guys. You're just not. Wealth attracts wealth. And depending on who you are and who you want to be in business, it depends on what kind of people you want to attract, right? If you're trying to sell $1 million cars, you need a certain kind of sales guy for that, right? You're not going to get your Honda dealership sales guy. You're probably not going to know the ins and out of a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or a luxury car. So that's a very dummy down example of the right person for the right job. If you're working on a multi-story $100 million project, that requires a certain caliber of project manager, admin team, everything. It's not building a small patio, not diminishing a small patio company, but you can't compare a 50 or $100,000 patio to a $10 million project, right? Like there's no comparing that. And I think sometimes people think they can do more than they can actually do. Hence, they get in trouble. They have issues, right? Delivering a deliverable. And the best thing to do is what architects do. And I'm in the industry. So there's nothing wrong with you wanting something big, but you have to be willing to pair up with somebody that's done it. And you have to be willing to give them a cut. So let's take my business, for instance, right? I do hospitality projects. I build luxury restaurants. And I had a project in Houston that was outside of my league. Yet I had the opportunity to do it. So what did I do? I teamed up with the company. I did profit sharing and I got capital from a third party and we were able to do a $9 million project. I had not done a project like that. I didn't know the funding side of it. I didn't know what it took. Yet I did it because I wanted to learn and I was knowledgeable enough. I was doing enough commercial work at the time that I could take on the project, but it was just something I was not experienced at. So don't chew more than you could bite. Don't bite more than you can chew, whatever. Make sure that whatever it is you're doing when you're scaling makes sense for you and it's a healthy growth, right? There's bad growth and there's good growth. And you want to make sure you're on the healthy growth side of things. So now that you have a team, now that you have a direction, now that you have everything ready to go, the last step you need to do is work your ass off. Don't let off the pedal. Do not let off the pedal. Don't let a little bit of money make you think that you're successful, because you're not. Okay. Don't think because you were able to qualify for a lease or a car, right? Payment. What is it called? Car financing on $100,000 car, $200,000 car. Don't think you're successful. If you couldn't write a check for that car, you're not successful. That's it. So a lot of times people that come from poverty and accumulate a little bit of wealth, and a little bit of wealth, I mean a couple $100,000, you feel like you're on top of the world. And there's nothing wrong with that, except you're not. And what happens is you start overspending, you start mismanaging your money, and you start portraying a life that you're not. And I'm blessed that I've never been guilty of that. And currently I'm building a house, big house, custom house. I wouldn't say big, I would say custom, which is my dream because I am a builder. And I realized that a lot of people, and I'm building it cash, by the way. I realized that a lot of people that I assume had money don't have any money. And appearances will kill you guys, will kill your business if you're trying to keep up with appearances. So that's the last critical task you have to do, is you have to stay humble. You have to manage your money properly and don't let off the pedal. A lot of times we underestimate ourselves. And a lot of times certain things that are outside of our comfort zone seem unrealistic. Some of these things could include you being a successful business owner, you coming into the office and just checking on your team. Something as simple as that, guys, is a big, big accomplishment. So pat yourself on the back if you're there. And if you're not there, don't give up, because everybody that is in a successful position now was where you are at now. And it's easier looking in from the outside, right? Being successful and looking in and saying, hey man, just do this, just do that. And it's easy, right? It's easy for us people that have overcome and done what we've set out to do, to not judge, but to say it's easy. It's not easy. I accept that it's not easy. I look back at some of the things I've done and accomplished, and some of the poker hands I had to basically play, and a lot of times it could have went the other way for me, right? I took a lot of risk, but what I want to leave you with is that if you believe in yourself, I think there's an energy factor to life where good energy comes and attracts those that seek it. And luck is not something that I necessarily believe in, guys. I think there's so many opportunities that present to us during our lifetime, but the people that are actually wanting to take those opportunities are the people that are already focused on doing something in their life that is meaningful. And when you're not there, when you're not ready for those opportunities, it's not that they're not there, it's that you don't even see them. It's like when you're looking for something that's there, or like some of these illusion puzzles, it's there. it's in your face. You just can't see it because you're not ready to see it. Success also comes in chunks. You have to be at a certain maturity level. If not, success can ruin you. So I'll leave you with that, and believe in yourself. That's number one. And number two is don't ever listen to somebody that doesn't believe in you. I don't care if it's your dad, your mom, your friend, your uncle, your whatever. Don't believe them. Block that out, guys.